The thing I remember most just before my 10th birthday later on that year is listening and watching different people literally go out of their minds. And they would say, even in the house, I would hear them make this remark: he never said he was going to die. Now, what was interesting for me as a boy, virtually of 9 years old, is that a year prior to the departure of my father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we were in the country of Mexico in 1974, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to me, and I don't recall if there was anyone else present, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saying, one day the people are going to think I'm dead, but don't believe that. And I interrupted and I said, dear Holy Apostle, if anything happens to you, I will go in the kitchen and find the biggest knife and just kill myself. And my father at that point just laughed and laughed and laughed. And he says, oh, no, son, you don't have to do that, son, because I will live to see your children's children's children. And he said that Master Farad Muhammad promised me at least 150 years. And as I do my math, for me to produce children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, 3 generations from me, that would bring the estimated age of my father to 150 years, which is what he said. Master Fard Muhammad promised him at least 150 years of age. At least. That's not the limit. That's the minimum. So this is the information that I believe wholeheartedly is what got me through that very rough and difficult period of 1975, when the attitudes of believers and people in general changed. Others seemed to be happy to see him depart. Others were deeply depressed and sad that he departed. But only a handful of us stayed and remained in the belief, as what he said, that he would not be dead and that the people would someday think he was dead. And the instruction he gave to me was, don't believe it. Of course, I have to give credit to my mother, because at 9 years old and going through that 1975 period, it was my mother's firm stance and belief that fed my resolve to believe and groomed me in an unshakable faith. I can't find within my own conscious mind or subconscious mind where I have yet to let go of what he said. Meeting the minister and knowing of his standing back up in September of 1977 was like guarantee for us. Guarantee that we were going to make it through. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that he would return in about 3 years. And from the time of his departure in February of 1975 to September 1977 is approximately 30 months on the dot. The number 3 is what you want to look at when you're reading the language of mathematics. And then finally in 1981, we find the minister teaching at our First Savior's Day event here in Chicago since the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, wherein he declares he lives. He lives, meaning the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lives, and not in some spooky way. He challenges his audience to show me the teeth, bring me evidence that he's not alive. That was a very powerful, extraordinary stand and declaration that to this day, no one has been able to challenge him or dispute his declaration that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is actually alive physically. So there's been many theories about how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad escaped what we understand as the death plot. Many. Some even talk about body doubles. And that body double is very clear today in the science of what is called cloning. What we saw in the casket in 1975, was it actually the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I'll tell you, the day before the actual service, I went, and it was like just for the family. And I remember looking into the casket at what was presumed to be the body of my father. And I touched it. And of course it was cold. But there was one thing at 9 years old that I observed that nobody can refute me on. You see this mole I have here on my cheek? It's in the exact same place, same side of the face as my father's. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. So people can believe what they want, but my belief and the belief of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is what has enabled us to get down this far. And look at the Nation of Islam today. By the guidance of Allah through the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, we are alive and well and making progress. And in that alone is a sign of the life that still is of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.